This is Mr. Mohammed from Business Machine, from Business Machines, and he's the one who told me that he could help me to try and change my spool ribbon. So I'm giving instructions now on how it's done it. We've got the old Smith Corona cartridge here, and we're using a Brother AX10 1520 ribbon F737 BK SE series 153C. And what you're going to do is take middle spool. Needs an intelligent brain here. I might not be able to do it myself, but anyway, I thought I'd try my luck.
Yes, it's done.
Just perfect. Mom, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Give us your name
Thank you.
and a smile. Thank you. But you'll be surprised. I've got another one about the battery tester. That's also on YouTube. The trouble is, I don't want it to get inundated. You might get inundated with all the people who have got Smith Corona ribbons who want to replace them. They will come here with their Smith Corona ribbons and ask you to replace. We'll charge them, Mr. Mohammed. I have got no objection. I bought the ribbon, which was for, it's a small price to pay for a job. Well done. I did recommend them on my Facebook page also, that they're very helpful people in this company and organization.
Thank you.
That gentleman helped me to know Facebook and how to put my own posts on my timeline. True. I didn't know how to do it. I came and got help. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Promoting Business Machines Private Limited, based at number 1 Lake Crescent in Union Place. And they are very, very helpful people. And this is Priya Siri, who is my new Bajaj. After I sold my car, I'm doing my job with him. Go, Mr. Priya. He's helping me. Tomorrow we are going to Vehere to do my bloody part. Well, all the jobs have been done, but at least he's driving me around, and he's got a neat taxi, quite reasonable, very reliable. He's from Candy.
Hello.
Okay, good, thanks. So, how are you all? I have got a Smith Corona XL1000 typewriter that I purchased about 12 years ago, 15 years ago when I was in Australia. Hadn't gravitated to the computer then. Well, I had, sort of, but I was having only office machines, so I never used my own at home. I never bought a computer for my house, because I used to be working from, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning till about maybe 10 o'clock at night in the office. When I got home, I was too tired to do anything. But now I'm in Sri Lanka, and I had a guy called Mr. Vitanike somewhere who used to repair and maintain this machine for me, and it was working very well, but I haven't seen him for the last 10 years. So what happened was, we have power cuts in Sri Lanka all the time, the most unexpected moments, and you're in the midst of doing something on the computer. So despite your uninterrupted power supply, UPS, and all that, you can't work with your computer, and you need to write a letter very quickly to somebody. You need to get a letter sent to. It's in the middle of the day, it could be in the middle of the night, it could be when you're having your feelings, like making music, you know what I mean? Now, I've got about over 50 packets of lift-off tape and correcting tape and cover-up tape, and I needed to get the cartridge filled for my typewriter. Now, this is how you open it. Got it? And this is the ribbon. I had about 30 of these, which I had bought from Australia, and like a moron, I gave them off to Mr. Vithanagi because of the fact that he was refilling them and giving them to me. In the meantime, the man had disappeared. So what I had to do was I went searching for a ribbon. And I'm telling you, finding a ribbon in this country is easy if you know where to go. I didn't know where to go. So I took it first and gave the machine for a quick service to CBS, Ceylon Business Appliances, or CBA, and that's in Bayvilla, in Hill Street. And they repaired it for about $2,892 and they serviced it and they said, well, bring me a ribbon. I didn't know where the ribbon was, so I went to Business Machines in Lake Crescent Road, which is in Colombo 2, and it's next door to the Lanka Rama temple, and they told me, if you could remove the spool from our brother ribbon, you might be able to fit it into this and do a good job. So I said, can I bring it back to you? I purchased the ribbon, and then I went to CBS, to CBA, and the CBA said that they can't do that because they don't know how to do it. So they told me, well, take the machine back or take the ribbon back to Business Machines and see whether they can help you. And they did. Very intelligent people. In the back of this, at the end of this video, in the middle of this video, or little video clip that I'm making, is to say thank you to them for having intelligent people who can help you to overcome a problem that you have. So he replaced it, and it took a little bit of sort of like fiddling, but it took him 15 minutes and he did the job for me. So if you have a machine that is really about to be cast off, you need people. There are methods of using tapes from other manufacturers and make them work on your machine. Now let's see whether this really works, okay? I have got about another inheritance from my work job in Australia, and I was programming representative for the ANZ Bank. Beautiful place to work, lovely people. Ian Jennings, Frank Wanfeld, with my company name, with my own logo that I created. Nobody can rob that because the fact that it's copyrighted, got it, and it's only me, ATVG Jiroa. I'm Andrew bit of our full leg, as you know. So now this has got some real cool modern day features, which the Smith Corona was supposed to have led the industry in semi-automated typewriters. Now, if there's a power failure, then obviously, you might be able to work with this machine, which I did on an uninterrupted power supply, and I was able to get my letter done for 20 minutes extra, even though there was a power failure for about 6 hours to 8 hours in Sri Lanka. It happens all the time. Now, basically, there are some fancy features here, and I'll show it to you. Alright? But, to think that this was one of the oldest machines that was ever invented, and the unfortunate thing that IBM and all those other companies put them out of business because the fact that the brand name was unknown. But, it has got this, code up, means you can move your paper up, got it? Or code down, paper down. It's got code left margin, code right margin, it's got a code half space or, superscripts and subscripts, code half space down. Then you've got a word eraser, the word corrector. You've got a relocate to go back to the original space, and it's got some fancy things here for what was basically a standard pitch. It's got 10 to 12, and I have got about 7 italics and fonts that I really liked and I used to use, and which were very brilliant. Now, I can write a letter and say, dear sir, you're going to say that there was a P problem on this machine because it was not typing it, got it? So we've got here, and you've got sir, and you go relocate, and it's typing beautifully, got it? Please, I'll put capital P, shift P, L, down there. I'm going to put an E, so I go correct. Correct it, got it. Please accept. works. How do I know? I go code down. Voila. Do you see the accept? And the P works now. So those people, then I go code and I go up to bring it back to the normal line. Got it? I will see them there. Please accept my sincere I'm typing it with one finger and holding this camera, obviously. So please accept my sincere thank you. Thanks for your most obliging, most obliging staff, especially, I don't want to go too far, but I can code set right margin here, got it? So that then I don't go off the pen. Now this is the line I typed, code up. Please accept my sincere thanks for your most obliging staff, got it? Code down again. Please accept my sincere staff, and what I'm going to say is here, etc, especially Mr. Mohammed of your technical division who installed the ribbon on my old cartridge case, and and I'm going to be very effusive and very appreciative of his talents, but don't throw away your machines, and for God's sake, do not ever give off your empty cartridges, because you never know when you will need them. That's what I found out. You know, my mother used to tell me, don't throw that away. I said, why? And she said, well, you might need it tomorrow. But the trouble was that because with her, she collected everything. And she always had some use for it. No matter how much you might convince them that you don't need it and that you don't have to keep it and that you can get a replacement, it proves that she was right. You know, old ladies have this about them. I'm in my library, cleared it all up, tidied it up, and I'm a very grateful person. Grateful for the people who come into my life, grateful for the people who help me. And the balance of this video is about Mr. Mohammed and how you can do the job of filling a refill into your existing cartridge. Now don't for God's sake ever keep them off. If anybody is interested in having lift-off tapes, you're welcome to come and collect some from me. The price is $450 for the cartridge was the cost at Business Machines for their one. I can't take the responsibility of your existing cartridge being in good condition. Mine is. I always maintain my machines. They're like my friends, you know what I mean? You'll be surprised, but I thank them when I come home safely, my car, for example. And now blah blah blah, but anyway, now if your tape costs $459, $60 for the tape, it's a brother tape, and your the lift-off tapes are 300 rupees each, but if you're wanting some for your machine that you have, I can trade you for your empty cases that you've got about 30 of them like I had, or I can sell them to you at 300 rupees each. You're welcome to come and collect them from me at Walker's in the cash, and they're in their original casing, unopened, sealed, workable. Contents, of course, are not guaranteed because I don't know what condition they are in, but they are approximately about 10 years old, and I found that the one that I used just now works and it corrects perfectly. My sincere thanks for you. Now how you can correct that one? You've got your thanks there. You can go up, code up, and then you go to the place and you can put your word eraser on and it'll take it off. I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't used this machine for 10 years. I'm going to use it now. Got it? And I've got plenty of these letterheads which I can safely dispose of. No offense to anybody, not to its cost, because they can't use in Colombia because they put the address on. Then I write it out. I'm going to buy some white tape and do them. It's a lovely letterhead, you must admit. But word processing concepts. Why is it word processing concepts? Because I was ahead of all the others with word processing methods. Things that other people didn't know, and I taught them. I had about 6 followers in the offices where I taught them about programming and programming techniques and programming tips, and it's all just basic logic. Now I've got a book on Facebook, I've got a page on Facebook where I'm teaching tips and tricks to people who want to learn English the correct way. Running out of students because the fact that they're going for cheapies. Nothing cheap is good. Remember that. Including me. God bless you. Tab for dance music. Remember that. This is my library. Just clean it up. It looks beautiful with the lights off. All with the lights on. I spend hours in this place reading my books with my chair, special chair. My own table lamp that I created here, you know. See what I mean? And that's the table I created myself. I've got all these little creations and inventions which I've made because the fact that if you try to get something like this out in the marketplace, you'll be charged an arm and a leg. So what you do is you make your own ones with pipes and you paint them up and they're all fancy. I told you I've got all these little creations of my space savers, and I've got a leak somewhere which I hope is not affecting my books.